It's 6:30. We'll call this regular select board meeting to order. We'll start with additions or deletions for the agenda. Do we have any additions, deletions, or other business? I didn't get back to Sam, although he's not here yet. He asked if he could do a little update on the lot thing tonight, and I told him my intention was to tell him. I didn't tell him. We'd see how things go, but I think there'll be some time to do that if possible, but he's lower on the list anyway, so when he gets here, we can talk about it. But hearing no other additions or deletions, we'll move to public comment. So public comment, it's time for anyone who's got something that's not already on the agenda for this evening, and open it up to the floor for public comment. Hi, Peter.
Hi. On May 2nd, Green Up Day, we are going to be organizing Green Up Day at the Cambridge Community Center. And we have sponsors from the town and everybody else. So it's going to be a pretty big event, I hope, with a lot of people coming for. We're going to have donuts from Two Sons in the morning. And then at lunchtime, we have hot dogs and so forth, and then bouncy house will be up and going. So anyway, come on.
Okay.
Come pick up some garbage with us.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Peter. Is there any other public comment this evening? Okay, hearing nothing, we'll move on to Sally in the crush reserve.
What Bob has to say is
Yeah, and Bob,
the
sorry. Bob.
beginning of it, of course, and I don't know, I think Gina and Jane both will want to weigh in at some
Yep.
point, but they're probably okay where they are.
So I don't know if the order matters or not, Eric, but the way, yeah, that was, the first was the
Yep.
approval of assignment of option to purchase and exercise option.
Yep.
Of option.
Which is,
Something like
which is
that.
great to be at that point, because this is really what it's going to sign and seal it. Of course, Bob's the one who has answers to any questions or can explain all of that.
Yeah, I'm happy to introduce that just quickly. So I think as you all recall, Vermont Land Trust has an option to purchase the property, the 29 plus acres. And in that option to buy is the right to assign that option to the town. So we've never had the intention to buy the land, and so we can assign it to the town can take our position and have the right to buy it. So in this agenda item are two documents. One is the assignment from Vermont Land Trust to the town of our position in the easement and the town's acceptance of that position. And then the second one would be, once the town is in that position, the exercising of the option, which then says that a closing will take place within 45 days. So one of the important things I want to say is, if you approve these two things and we sign the assignment of the option to the town, it would be great if the town could wait to exercise until on or around May 3rd, which I think is a Sunday, so May 4th. Because then that would give us 45 days till the middle of June, thank you. Which is the last time we could close for Vermont Housing and Conservation Board's time period before the end of their fiscal year. So that'll give us as much time as we could have. And if we exercise too early, then we have to close earlier. It would push us on.
And why don't you want to close earlier?
It just, by virtue of the fact of having all the legal work, giving us time to have all the legal work
Okay.
finalized.
Okay.
So May 5th is our next select board meeting, but you're just saying that the thing has to be like almost post dated by at least the 4th, or?
Well, if you authorize signing both of these documents, I think you could wait to sign the exercise. The exercise letter is a letter to the Borman saying, we now intend to purchase it. This is starting the clock for 45 days to close it. So if that could be signed, and the 5th would be fine too, but if it happened tomorrow, it would really push us on timing to have to close maybe before we would be ready.
Just
not to interrupt, but is the
Is that the right document that's on the screen that we're discussing at the moment?
This we can sign whenever, and that would assign the town, so the town would be in the position of its position in the option. But then the exercise, which is the notice of, let's see, where is that?
Is that the letter
The
written
letter,
by me?
the
Although I
letter
don't
from
remember
you,
writing it.
written by Jim for you. This is the letter to the Borman saying, we are exercising this option.
Okay. And this is because this one's the letter in our packet's dated April 21st.
True, that would be dated May.
Do you happen to, Eric, you have that Word file by chance? If you don't, I can do it at work tomorrow.
Well, I can do it here too, I just can't do it right now.
I don't have Adobe Pro on this computer, but I could do it tomorrow.
But that's assignment to exercise.
Would it be okay if we did it on the fifth, May fifth?
Yeah.
Which is our next meeting, well, not our next, but.
Yep.
Actually, it probably is our next.
Well, and I don't mind, we could, and that'll just honestly, mistakes happen and we we've done this before where we approve it and then we sign it on that day, so we'll fix it. And then
And then it's usually sent kind of return request. I think, I don't know if it said.
it says via certified mail at the top.
Yeah, yeah.
Return receipt requested.
So we want it dated May 5th. That'd be great. Okay.
And this is the very long notice. Sorry. And is there any questions on that letter? Okay, so there'd be a motion in order to authorize the chair to sign the notice of assignment and exercise of option to purchase for the 29.6 plus or minus acres in Cambridge, Vermont letter issued to Peter E. Bornman and Heidi L. Bornman, trustees, dated May 5th, 2026.
So moved.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Any further discussion? So I can, did you say you had the Word file or?
I can make it a Word file, I just can't.
Oh, okay.
figure out that.
I can do that tomorrow. That's not a problem.
I probably have it honestly, but Jim usually sends it
Yeah.
a Word document.
Ooh, where was I at? Oh, any other questions or discussion? Okay, and hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. All right, so I will sign that and then, I'll sign it at the next meeting, so I may put the sign. And then I could probably convince somebody at this table to mail it for me. So we just send that certified next day, whatever. Awesome.
The next one.
Thank you.
And then under the same agenda item is also this, the assignment of option to purchase. That also would require Vermont Land Trust signature and your signature. Or, yeah,
Oh, okay, yep, and does that, what is that date have anything, is that the same thing or?
no, that one, we would need to do that prior to your exercising, so that can be any date between now and then, and we'll need to sign that too, so, it'd be good to get that one signed.
Should we do that now?
Do you have a?
I have a paper copy of it. I believe. Right.
So many. Okay. Bring that paper over here.
Yep. This one?
So there'd be a motion in order to authorize the chair to sign the assignment of option to purchase document dated today.
I think we all sign it.
There's only one, the duly authorized agent.
Oh, okay. This one has all our,
I
That's
think that's
the
a different one.
last name town management plan.
oh. Okay,
I think that-
That's the next topic.
okay. Well, I would,
Make that
I
motion.
would make that motion.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Yeah, if one of you have a copy, I can sign it before I forget it.
See if that's the right one.
I have one
Yep.
printed, but it's back to
That's
back,
okay.
which
No, I think
probably
this is
great.
It's 2 pages, right? One.
Yes.
Oh, there's no number on this one. I put a one.
Well, this one is page 6 of 6.
Yeah, I think that's the interim plan.
Oh, Jesus.
And we can date it when we sign, because I think the date is of the last signature.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
You're there.
And then the next one is for the consideration and approval of resolution.
The conservation is one, yeah, everything squared away for you, Bob, all things are just,
So this is a resolution that is resolution of the Cambridge Select Board that kind of resolves that or lays out the intent to buy this land. And then the last paragraph says that it authorizes the chair to sign on behalf of the town of all the legal documents required to execute, necessary to effectuate the acquisition of the property and to conserve it with the amended conservation easement.
Is this something that, did Jim draft this, or was this part of, is it a VLT, like? Or,
Jim drafted
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
that's what just simply puts all of the current restrictions on the preserve, adds them to the new land, yeah, so just.
And so when we hold a closing, then that's where the signature would happen of the conservation easement.
yeah,
And so far, we were looking at a closing of I think the third week in June. And so we'd either need a signature in advance of that we could then sign the rest of the document, or we need.
I think the last time, either it was George or Jeff or somebody, just where it came to the closing, I think.
Okay.
So depending on when it is, we could figure that out, and we could authorize, one select board member to come and sign on behalf of. I think
Yeah,
that-
this authorizes you, so I
Oh.
wonder if we should hold off and have it be authorizing more people than you to sign.
Is that one that can be done in advance, or is that something that has to be done with when the actual deed is,
You mean this document?
that document?
This document needs to be signed, in advance, well,
By the board.
By the
The
board.
way it's written right now, it's authorizing you, Cody.
And it can be adopted now tonight and,
or we could do it in on May 5th too.
well,
I mean, I'm sorry.
and have to have the whole conversation again.
Exactly.
Yeah, apologies, it does authorize the chair. So, you would either need to then sign in advance or be a closing, or it would need to authorize you or Eric or,
I'll figure out a way to get here.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
The document?
Yeah, we'll need to. What?
Sign it and
Oh, you want me to sign it?
Well, when we vote on it, yeah.
Okay.
So there'd be a motion in order to adopt the resolution of the this document, the resolution of the Cambridge Select Board for the purchase of the Borman property. Somebody want to make that
So
motion? Do I have a second to that motion?
Second.
I'm gonna have to split you two up down there. Any further discussion on this? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, abstained. Tony, if you ever, oh, that motion carried. Tony, if you ever have, can't, trouble hearing us or something, just let me know, or let us know.
I will let you know. You've been great so far. I can hear you.
So we've got that one coming. Yeah, you have,
And then,
if you don't have, I know you have my email, but I'll probably make sure you guys have my cell phone too, so you can. I'm gonna need reminders.
yeah,
That's close.
yeah. And it's gonna be between select board meeting times, the closing, right?
Yeah.
Because of the schedule.
Right, it will likely be the week, the first few days in the week of June 15, 16, 17.
I have to ask my wife if I'm here.
So it could probably be scheduled around how Cody's schedule is. He's the one that's gotta sign it, couldn't it? I mean, it's you and.
Yeah. No, that's
Roy
fine.
and- yeah.
It is Flag Day though, that week. All plans for Flag Day this year. Yeah, that's fine. Just make a note. Six. Good. Sorry, I'm sorry, closing.
Thinking about the last time we signed, it was COVID time. That was ridiculous. I had to run around to all these different places where all the different people were to sign it. This time everybody can get together in one place. Improved times.
If, I don't know if you wanna leave that here for next time to have Tony sign it when he's back, or,
Sure, probably,
yeah.
for next meeting.
For the next meeting, yeah. Um,
Yeah, we should probably have everybody's signature, I would imagine.
Well, he's on if you want to ask him.
well, you'll be at the next meeting, right, Tony, on the 5th? Are you planning to?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so,
Okay,
And I can even, I'll be back in town for Monday morning if I need to be for anything.
yeah.
so,
But
Okay.
yeah, if you need a copy of that for anything you need to do.
that might be good, and do you want me to make a copy of this too for you
Sure,
to keep, and I'll take the original of the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
When we have all the documents, all done.
okay, great,
Is that,
that's all my.
that's all of that. And then we talked about the interim management plan for the Borman property last time. I think you guys actually accepted it. We just didn't actually have it there to sign. So I guess we're signing that tonight, Eric, right?
Yep.
That's already just,
Yep.
does it need to be approved again, Cody, or how?
Sign the interim management plan, approval for signature. I had wrote down, we had approved it, I guess you could look at the minutes, but I.
You did in a minute, but if you need to do it again, so it's the same
No, I
date
don't
as,
think so, it's, just a different physical sign that, please.
Do we do it? I have one if you want to do it.
No, we moved and approved it.
Oh, it's coming,
it's coming to sign,
So
coming
just
around to sign.
it's moving.
same thing, we can. As well.
So the next thing is the village, wellhead trail, the agreement, the easement for the Village of Cambridge wellhead easement, and that one, you said they'd better look at it first. And they did, and they said it was fine, and Gina said, that's fine with it.
Yeah.
And it was, as it was written and drafted, so whether that's
The
ready,
village trustees are fine with it?
the village trustees are fine with it, everything in it looks okay with them. And once Jim drew it up, it was just fine, no issues, so I don't, is that something that can be passed and signed?
I can
Tonight.
get it, I didn't put
Well,
that.
I mean, the other thing, it's, if you prefer, probably maybe the easiest thing to do is to have Gina take it to the village trustees and have them sign it. Oh, but no, you're not your next meeting is not until late. It's the end of May. So probably it makes sense to,
I don't know if that matters necessarily who signs it first, I don't think.
it could be signed at your 5th of June meeting, if that's,
We're gonna have a topic on the 5th of May meeting, right,
yeah.
for the signing of the exercise. Because it's,
Well, yeah, hopefully that's just a 30-second, Larry less thing.
we could make it a 60-second item and
Yeah, do the,
do both,
the other-
Oh,
or I
okay.
can go print it right now, it's up to you. I'm driving here.
We,
It's all ready though, as it gets, you got it with the
Yeah, I
signature.
just don't have it.
Yeah.
no, well, Sam's not even here to talk about the next topic. We do have time now to do it.
Let's do it.
But, okay,
Thank you,
Good.
Eric.
yeah. We need a motion to approve, sign it, right? I think we did that last time.
No, you didn't. You just wanted the village trustees to see it first, very wisely.
Yeah, I wanted them to see it first.
If they didn't like it, then we would have had to change it.
Do you have what the actual document, is it called? Is it just a wellhead easement or?
Yes, was it in your packet?
No, it was it in, I think it was last.
What was it
packet.
on?
Yeah, it's Eric just went to go print it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that on the website now.
While we're waiting for him to come back, I'll take a moment. Liam, I just want to thank you and Mary for taking a few of us out, Tony, myself, and my son went out and we walked some of that area and, I hope that there's royalties for pictures that Liam took of me out there. If not, I'll bring that up with
We'll
you.
need to discuss it.
But yes, it was nice. It was a nice stroll out through there and good to see some of that area and I hope we gave some good information to you folks as well and.
It was invaluable, you know, and I hope Mason will come out again because he clearly knows the land well.
He does, yeah.
Mary and I were out there today, walking some of the village well properties just to scope out a couple of trail ideas. And someone who knows it properly, we would have got through it a lot more quickly.
Hmm.
We did a bit of bushwhacking.
There's some thick areas there, but
There are, and it's like, okay, so you're here, would we be better off 20 feet in that direction?
there's such a what do I call it, a maze of
Yeah.
old roads
Yeah.
and when we studied
Oh,
them
does it
long
still
enough
say the
in the
word?
past, it was like, wow, this makes sense that they probably did this, then they added this afterwards and they got them a cut to go down to here and
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting out there, so.
No, I really appreciate your participation and help and support and interest and all the rest
But
of it.
Mason said that you would mention that when you get back, so he's pretty excited about that.
So this is great.
And the turnaround looked good.
Yes, for the gates.
Yeah, yes, I think if you go in that condensed area just before the culvert, we're bank to bank, that's the perfect spot for it, and I think that would gain access. I don't know that, this is just my own personal opinion, so I'm not speaking for rescue. I don't know how easily certain people driving an ambulance could get it out there. I don't know that will always be the case. It'd probably be more the fact that the fire department will respond and maybe with this side by side and the sled to go out to get somebody if need be and get them back. But that would give good access.
That would give you good access for that, yeah.
I think that was a good spot for location for that. And yes, it's good
Yes.
access out there.
We're very glad.
I was more concerned about what the roadbed was like and what would it handle for weight and such. If we
Right.
needed to, we can get something out there, but I just
So-
caution on. Like I said, not everybody is a particular truck driver, if you will, and so
Mhm, mhm.
you have
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
kind of that 90-degree turn on the brook that runs down through there. That could be with, with no guardrails and such, and you don't
No,
ask
you
that.
don't want anybody in the brook.
We have
We'd have a
access.
lot more problems. So that was the far side of the
Yeah,
gate.
we have access, so that is good.
Excellent. That's very good to know. I think that was in your packet last time, so we looked at it.
Yeah, it's just it printed a little different, or they cut some things off, so I'm just trying to figure out what it cut off. Or if it did cut anything off.
Well, all I did because it just said it had been passed, accepted by the select board, because after you guys accepted, it's got to go to the Vermont Land Trust legal people and the Vermont Housing and Conservation Board people. So that's the only difference between the one you looked at and this one, to simply say that you had
Mhm.
reviewed it and I think approved it last time. Did you approve it last time? No, you didn't. You didn't approve it. You said you wanted the village trustees to look at it. We talked about it at length, but you didn't, yeah, you didn't approve it into his. There would have been no point in doing that and then having to have them ask for changes and have it come back.
Has to be signed by. Pete, right? It's gotta get back to the building. That's not what I just found it. Can you, email it to me? Something's going on with the formatting, it's not strictly right. So what we'll do is,
When do the village trustees meet next, Jana? But on the other hand, this isn't part of the whole Borman land, so it's not.
well, the other thing is, I don't see a signature line for me,
Oh, well.
unless it was added on here. Yeah, there's no signature line for
I
me.
think Eric sent me a version with the signature line.
And I'm not a lawyer, but, oftentimes an easement is just from the entity conveying the easement, is.
But it's just
there an
weird.
Acceptance.
It says, yeah, so it would be Cody Marsh, select board chair, duly authorized agent came
Mhm.
before me, notarized, and then,
All right, I got it.
okay. I'll just, I don't think anybody's gonna walk it if I write that in, will they?
Are you and I doing that here?
We can do it remote.
Or were you planning on trying to go?
I don't know time.
I kind of, so either, that's why I was just wondering.
So there's a spot here for in witness of the owner, which would. Who? This would be the village of Cambridge, wouldn't
The
it?
village of Cambridge is yours and
I just think it's weird that. Witness thereof, the parties hereunto set their hands and seal here too. This should just be written, the village of Cambridge, owner. The date, I think,
Or the duly authorized.
cause then this is the notary and then their chair. Is it chair? Is that your,
well, after it's first trustee, second trustee, third trustee. Don't ask me why.
Do you guys want a motion on this? Because
yes. Yes, thank you for the reminder.
Does it look like the kind of thing that everybody has to be in the same place at the same time to sign code? The way Jim said.
No, it would just be, yeah, I guess. Still not perfect, but.
You can always do it at the next meeting and
I mean, I have a notary at work, so I could sign this at work and I can fix this if, yeah, I'll just fix it. That's fine. But we can still make a motion and authorize the chair or the select board chair of the select board to sign this. And then I'll get it back to you, Gina, for your
Yeah.
folks to sign. You just need to have a notary, I guess, do it. If you wanna, I don't know, can they, do you guys have one on your board, or? Donna, would they be able to just come here and to notarize the signature? So, who is the first?
David Gates.
Okay. Okay. I think that's all it would just need to be the notary. Okay, so,
If I were to say so moved on that, would you be able to put that motion in minus all the other stuff?
Well, I guess it's a motion to,
a motion to sign, to authorize the chair of the select board to sign the easement for the town of Cambridge for trails on the village
Yeah.
wellhead property. Anybody will make that
I
motion?
just, yes,
Oh, say,
so.
is there a second to that?
second.
Any further discussion?
None.
So I will fix this. I will have it notarized, signed and notarized, and I will get it to you, Gene. I'll reach out to you.
Then you'll put it on the mornings with us, the annual meeting.
And then once you have it, I guess, just give me a call, let us know, or you could just leave it here at the clerk's office and then we'll let Sally know when it's
Yeah.
here. Sally and Bob. I'm just-
Perfect, perfect.
What's that?
Just give it to Sally.
That works too, whichever.
But David Gates is gonna have to have a notary when he signs it, right?
Yes.
Yes, so you'll need to bring it here. You'll need to come here and.
You might as well just leave it at the desk.
And then
I
you can leave it
guess.
right here.
There no other discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carried. I will fix.
I think that's all of our business. Did you have anything, Jane? No. That is all of our business, and I've taken a lot of your time, but
No, you did a
the
great
legal
job.
part has to be done too, so thank you. Thanks, Dan, for
Yeah,
coming
thank you
out.
very much.
Awesome, thank you. Eric, did you?
Yeah.
Nope.
What do you make copies?
Still not here to know anything, what the hell?
Don't even, he promised to take you, so. Get him out.
Take you where?
Wait.
Oh.
Wait. Out of hair. Sorry, that's not gonna, that doesn't go on the minutes, right?
Oh, please, yes.
It's not the worst thing to been in the minutes.
Awesome. Yes, that would be wonderful. Thank you, Jane. Appreciate
It's
that.
here.
Oh, good time.
Well, you've been announced. Make your entrance.
Bye, Dave.
Well, timing is everything.
How are you?
Hey, Liam, good.
Glad they're through with us.
Sit right.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Might as well sit down,
Thanks, guys.
doing the paperwork shuffle,
Okay.
take a load off.
Absolutely. How you guys doing?
Can I,
Is,
Hey, Brooke.
Brooke?
is Matt
Can I
good?
see those,
He was, I'll text him, let him know that you're a bit ahead of
We can always skip to the next item too. For sure.
Is it something that we do?
I said it could, always that. You guys have been knowing most of things.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Not a problem.
Who knows?
No problem.
And he's not on.
We can always,
Yeah, why don't you jump ahead till you got your always plenty to do. No, time stuff.
and did you email that to me yet, or?
No.
Can you email that?
Oh, yeah.
We skip to the, dog control officer updates.
Okay. So I advertised for a dog control officer last week and actually had a lot of response to it.
Yay.
Yeah. The next question is, how do we want to proceed with, going through the candidates and
How many did you get roughly?
7 or 8?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did they just say, they just say like, I'm interested? Tell me
Most of
more?
them gave me a pretty thorough explanation or a resume of some kind.
Yep.
And most of them are more than qualified, in my opinion. So, I mean, we have a lot of good candidates. So, the challenge will be,
Right.
which one to go with. But,
Could you, I think, first step might be to put them in a, consolidate into a packet.
Yep.
And send it to the select board email, just so we all have a copy of it.
Yep.
It could be cumbersome to interview 7 people in a select board meeting.
yeah, and I did. That's why I put this as an agenda, because I'm.
Yeah.
This way to do this.
Well,
I think it would be okay if we just gave them each 5 minutes or less to sit there and tell us why they want the job.
yeah,
And maybe they won't all show.
What I was thinking is that I give you everything in a packet and you individually vet your top 3,
Okay,
and then the collaborative effort of 5 people I'll put into a top 2. And
I was trying to think of a way to whittle it down to a couple,
Yeah.
not 7, but maybe 2 or 3.
and then have 2 come in to
Yeah.
top. They did, each of them did set a pretty good outline and background of themselves, so I think it'd be a good.
the only thing that confuses me about that is you said they were all very qualified.
Yeah.
How would we be able to whittle it down to 2? Without meeting them, listening to
I
them,
know, that's the trick.
right?
Okay, but
Well, the one thing I was thinking of how to do it would be if 2, because 2 select board members could meet, right? So if 2 select board members, and if there's a 3rd person, whether it's Bill or somebody else or Eric or whoever, could, schedule a time to meet them here and just talk through, all of the typical questions we'd ask any of them,
Responsibilities, yes,
right?
and
and make an assessment of their top 2 or 3
Yeah.
choices. And then invite those here.
I think it would be reasonable, given that I think you could easily pick 4.
okay, of the
Of
seven,
the
right?
7 or 8, and
Yep.
however many there is, and then. I don't know, we maybe could meet all 4 in one day, or
Okay,
one, I don't know, but
Can we still get them sent to our email?
It's because, that's more or less how we did the TA search committee. Like, it was a little more complicated because we created a committee that was not all the select board, but most of them, plus a couple other people that we brought in to help vet them. But they, organized, met them all because we had, a lot of candidates. So we went through them, kind of vetted a few. And then when we had like our top 1 or 2 or however many, we brought them in and they went into executive session with the select board to talk about it.
well, that's fine. I'll be on the committee. Of the vetting.
Not an animal vet, but like a.
unintended there.
I have to be nice every once in a while.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to catch up
She's
here.
right there.
Yeah, exactly.
She's been known to
She hit.
strike.
Yeah, she does.
So I appreciate that, Angela, and I don't know if there's somebody else that might be willing to do that too.
I definitely want.
Okay. Yeah, and Brooke and, Angela, if that's something you'd be willing to tackle.
Yeah.
Take a look at that list and Eric sends it out and,
Okay,
I assume they must have emails or phones and stuff in there to,
I had made everyone email me,
Yeah.
so I had one.
Yep.
Place to have all of everything. That'd be
So
good.
we'll coordinate with you.
I'll send everything to everyone
Yep,
and then you two can coordinate with me
Yep.
about when you want.
Yeah.
and see when they can come in.
And then I'll,
Yeah, just talk to Donna too,
Sounds good.
if there's. I mean, nobody generally meets in here during the. Well, I just wanna talk to Donna if you wanted to use this space to make sure there's variability or whatever.
Yeah.
If worse comes to worse. You know, we could talk to Darren about the conference room at the fire station. And there's probably some other options.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll find space.
I basically live in this building, so.
I don't know, you can meet in the back of a mail truck, I guess, if that's what Brooke's
Anything
saying, but,
goes.
alright, if you two wanna do that, and then, I don't know if you'll be able to make a decision by the next meeting, but
That's okay.
keep us posted.
Yeah, we'll just start the ball rolling and get Bill's input, right? Maybe not. Okay, you won't worry about Bill. Okay.
I keep kind of forgetting about you, but does that all sound good to you?
Yes, and if they would like help, I could help join on that committee if they would like it.
I would like it.
Thank you.
It would, you just gotta be careful, cause 3 represents a quorum,
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
right.
Never mind.
but if
No worries.
if for whatever reason, one of you had to step out or something,
Okay.
Yeah. But, but yeah, if you guys want to lead that charge, I would very much appreciate that.
Yep.
Keep us posted, please.
Yes.
Alright. Anything else, Eric, on that? Or is that,
No,
okay,
I can think of.
more to come on that front? Sam?
All right, good evening. Thanks for having us back. So just a couple local option tax advisory committee updates. Bruce had to step away. We do appreciate the time and energy you put in. I think he really did a nice job giving us some good inputs, helping us get some traction.
No, I appreciate his
Yeah.
perspective
Yeah.
to being a former business owner in town. And
Yep.
I think that was good.
Yep, and he had some good insights on if this should go through just the actual mechanics of a business owner, you know, how it all work, and it's actually pretty straightforward. But he's just gotten busy with retired life, as many of us do, and felt he couldn't keep up the commitment, but we know he's around if we need him. That being said, it's my pleasure. I think some of you know Matt McCabe. Matt has done quite some great work in community service through the Lamoille Fiber Net CUD, rolling out the broadband. He's also, we're still, that group is still somewhat active, even though the build is done, overseeing the contract and some quarterly check-ins. Matt happens to be the alternative. I happen to be the primary, but that it's just a little background on some of this community service work. Anything you'd like to share, Matt, as you have offered your services for the local option tax advisory committee?
I think he summed it up well, and I think, having, served with Sam on the FiberNet committee,
You already know what you're getting into.
as things were winding down, he managed to suck me into the next thing, so. But yeah, I happy to join up and help out where I can and contribute what I know, and, yeah, happy to join the crew if y'all will have me.
I mean, just real quickly, I can add, even though Matt came in when a lot of things were underway, he really lent some greater expertise and insights, not only during board meetings when discussion that led to action items came up, great help with the marketing group. And, part of a big effort is this, is we are now really moving into our outreach phase. Matt has a good eye on how best or how most effectively to use our communication channels, be they anything from front page forum to actually, we'll share with you tonight, community surveys, or even having community meetings. So big help there. And he's got some real expertise in crunching the numbers, and that's certainly part of this effort, both in the data that we're capturing, as well as the data we will capture with the survey. We're we're pleased to have them. Turn that over to all of you.
Any questions for Matt? Oh, go ahead.
What's your education?
I actually came to Vermont to do a PhD in neuroscience at
Okay.
University of Vermont. I'm currently a clinical scientist for a health tech company. So I do big data stuff
Remotely?
working remotely. We develop product for AI, particularly working on one now for detecting cancer and screening mammograms, but we do a variety of different cancer domains. So that's my day job, but
Did you get that PhD you were shooting for?
yes,
Well,
yeah.
congratulations.
Do have a PhD in neuroscience as of 2020, so
Oh, good job.
been a while now, but
Good
yeah.
job. Okay, so I guess being in the science field, I'm kind of curious what your attraction is to municipal stuff with this tax. Like,
Yeah, sure. Well, so municipal service in general
yep,
is something that I mean, I was a Boy Scout growing up,
sure.
and that gave me a good sense of community, and I think it's important wherever you're at to be involved in the community, and these seem like good ways to do it. And again, it was talking with Sam, and we've worked together well previously, and so he said, hey, we've got this local option tax thing going on.
Great.
You want to be involved?
Okay, thank
You
you.
need me, I'm happy to.
Sam round two.
That's good.
This is impressive.
2.0. Okay. And do you live in Cambridge?
I do, yeah.
Okay. And what is your gut feeling about this LOT?
I think it seems, actually initially was not,
Pro?
knowing nothing about it.
Yep,
I think I had a knee-jerk reaction of.
like most of us.
Let's think hard about that.
Yeah,
Read a little bit about it, more interested in it now. It seems like a thing that could be a win for the community. But I think that's part of what the committee needs to do is to figure out what are the experiences of other communities, what are the details around it, what's the benefit, but also what's going to be the burden, and is there a way we can figure out how much of this is going to fall on the people who live here, how much of this is going to fall on the folks who frankly can't shoulder another tax.
exactly.
If the alternative is property tax, then that's something we need to think about too, but trying to come together on that full nexus of stuff and figure out what's the best path forward here.
I just read something, I think it was in the VLCT, Vermont League of Cities and Towns, about this. And they were talking about the 25% that the state of Vermont gets, right? Is this right, Sam?
That
Okay.
is correct.
And that 25%, what they're doing with it and how maybe some of that 25% can come back after whatever. Have you read that?
Yep, I mean, the bit, so it goes to a fund which, we get, I think you had it at the last meeting,
Yes.
but all the towns get a payment. That fund pays town for state land or state property, because we're not collecting tax on that. So they figure out an amount per town in terms of what you have in terms of state property. And then basically figure that amount and return the money. And the way they return the money is from that 25% that they're holding back from the local excise.
Okay, that's,
Right.
makes a lot
But-
more sense.
But right now, because the numbers are increasing, and, we've gotten up to, I think, reported last meeting, it's jumped for 24 to 53 municipalities of all sizes and shapes and revenue streams. They actually have a surplus. So they're looking at, okay, we'll cut the check like we normally do, but is there even a little bit more we could send back with it? And some, from what I've heard, don't, only through the legislative breakfast, that might help the municipalities, but that's up in the air right now.
Cause you know, they're real keen about giving away some more money just to other people.
True, but, and that is fair. Part of the dialogue is they know, our federal revenues are dropping. And that is impacting things like transportation and transportation projects. So maybe this is a way, but again,
Yeah, I think that's what it said.
I think that's a TBD. You can count on getting your payment in lieu in taxes, but we'll see what else they do with that
Okay.
surplus.
Any other questions for Matt? Tony, anything online? Brooke? Danny?
Angela grilled him.
Well, I would welcome you.
Well, then there'd be a motion in order to appoint Matt McCabe, to the Local Options Tax Advisory Committee. You're appointed through 2027. Just a one-year term to fill Bruce's
Vacancy,
vacancy.
so moved.
Is there a second to that? Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained. Motion carries. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
I didn't get back to you. I apologize.
That's all right. If you have a.
We do have a few extra minutes.
Yeah.
I did try to click on the docs and it wouldn't open. for me.
Yeah, that was on me. I don't
Okay.
think I quite did the link, but I
Okay.
have hard copy. So what Cody's referencing, I'll pass it around now. Thanks to Matt and Jamie and others on the committee. We've got what we see as a good draft. Matt ported it up to Google Docs, which is a perfectly good platform to run this on. The user piece, if you do it online, is fairly straightforward. And we can certainly crunch the numbers behind it as well as pull the comments. So basically what you see before you is the hard copy of that. Couple logistical things, and I know, Eric, you and I have been trading back and forth. If we put the LOT@cambridge.org at the bottom as a way to contact us, we'll receive that email theoretically,
Everybody will, yeah,
everybody on the committee.
in the committee.
Okay.
So I got CC'd on it too, as the liaison, I
I
assume.
put you
Oh,
on
great.
there as well.
Perfect.
Okay, so we're gonna put that at the bottom. Basically, where people can comment, certainly, when they do hard copy, they can scroll away as much as they want, but there is no limit on the characters. We feel we can pull those comments, fairly, I won't ever say anything straightforward, but to be honest, as Matt and I were chatting, with the use of AI, we can pull those comments in and find trends through the electronic means. So if you're in agreement, and unless you have input or questions about it, the plan going forward is for the electronic completion, we'll start posting through FPF that this is available with a link. But what I'd like to do, Donna, if you all are agreeable to, we'd like to have the, hard copies available here, and we'll talk to Jen over at the library. And then this is what we did when we did the reimagining of the town meeting. Most people did it electronically, but there are people out there that that's not their thing.
Yeah.
So we want to make it accessible.
Nice.
So are you good with that, Donna? If we'll get things squared away for that. Eric, like you were saying, he's got an email address for us. So that takes care of that. Do you guys have any questions or comments about what you see before you there? We just really wanted to make it, the type of survey where people essentially, it's kind of two-part, if you will, if people can express their views about a local options tax. They can also share, because we're still mapping our path forward, how can we best educate you about this or do outreach. So you'll see everything like, yeah, I like community meetings or I like postings and, or, I'm in pretty good shape about this. So it's kind of a general polling between what do you know and what do you think? And, if and when it goes to a vote, are you gonna show up? Because as we understand it, it's gonna go to a voice vote. Whether you do a special meeting or hold off till.
I haven't asked Jim Barlow this question and I probably need to, but I'm of the assumption it would need to be an in-person
Yeah.
town meeting because the other things like the community center vote, that was a dollar amount,
Right.
like a bond or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Which requires an Australian ballot, so which bypassed having an in-person
Sure.
board vote. So we just need to have the information meeting.
Yep.
Prior to, what it's something prior, just like the school board does. So, but I would assume, yes.
The LCT confirmed that we need a in-person voice
It
vote.
will be
Yeah.
that person. So I think at this point, it's, we'll just continue to research with the committee and do our due diligence, but as we've discussed a little bit, you'll have the 3 articles. And that's probably gonna make for a fairly robust meeting. So to leave it to town meeting, you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons with that. But if you want a special meeting in the evening, you know the advantages and disadvantages with that, but it's, to go line by article, if your people go back and forth about it, and so forth. What we're hoping we accomplish for you is not only with our research and our recommendations, but through the outreach plan, a fair amount of education and information will be out there prior to. So the plan is to do the survey. The plan is, and we'll make sure you're always looped in on this, is to do our FPF postings. We'll have our email address on this. I think the message we'll want to send through, the any outreach we do is, I think, much like you say, at the, when you have community meetings, come into this as a neighbor, let's leave the conversation as a neighbor. Let's keep this respectful too. We'll have to figure out the clever wording there, but I think it's an important message to get out there.
Yeah.
But questions about the survey or thoughts or comments?
I have 2.
Sure,
I'll
please.
jump in. I like that it's relatively short.
Yep.
And to the point. I think people often get lost if it's too lengthy.
Right.
My only criticism in here would be number 8. I would recommend adding a line for capital equipment expenses. And maybe, you could put, I don't know, the wording could be a little fluctuate a little bit, but maybe capital equipment and then in parentheses, dump trucks, fire trucks, etc.
Simple enough.
And then there's 2 lines here, general funds and then property tax stability. I know what you're trying to say, but in essence, the general fund would be to offset property taxes in essence. So you could eliminate a line, but just, I don't know if you necessarily need to put general funds, but
Okay.
maybe clarify. You could say general funds and then parentheses in order to offset property taxes. Or
I
something
would
like that.
not put property tax on it at all.
Really?
It is not gonna change our property tax. It won't,
Well,
right? I mean,
it could, yes.
You could help.
If you add revenue, wherever it comes,
sure,
adding revenue to the non-tax revenue line,
yes,
it would bring down the amount we have to raise by property taxes. So every dollar that we generate in non-tax.
I get it in theory. But as you are very well versed in saying, everything is going up every year, right? A $300,000 truck is now a $500,000 truck. So I don't think we should put that idea in people's head that this is going to change that. This is gonna help us in all areas, like you said. I just think it's like putting a little, something in their minds that's not real.
Gonna give them hope that
Exactly, it's gonna give them a
gonna go
false
down.
hope. Yeah, like, all right, I'll vote for that because.
They're gonna have
Oh,
very
okay.
small taxes.
I see what you guys are saying.
Yeah, I think that was, the wording that was used there was offset, and I think that was intentional to try to like draw a distinction between reduce and offset. I definitely take your point there.
Yeah, but yeah,
I think
under,
people are simpler than what you think they are. And I think if you even remotely put property tax on there in any form, people are gonna go, all right, I'll vote for it. I think it's, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's this expectation.
And then when they go up in 2 years or 3 years or whatever, be like,
Yeah.
hey, what happened?
Yeah.
We're paying all this extra
it's true.
more
Stuff
stuff.
we have to answer.
Yes.
Oh, if they don't see their taxes reduced, guess you're gonna be getting phone calls.
Yes.
And
Let's see the question.
No, I won't, but
forward.
Well, I think one of my thoughts, and again, I'm also trying to not put opinion, because I'm still working on developing, you know. I think I'm kind of like Matt, where I had an opinion, have an opinion, and I'm still crafting where I'm finding myself. But, one of the things I was thinking about is, I think some of the initial negative reaction is, oh, it's just one more thing on top of everything I've already have to spend on, right? So I'm paying my property taxes, and now I've got this on top of it. If the dollars and everything comes to show, like, for example, if it's the capital expenses, right? That if this generates $100,000 that we put there, in theory, we don't have to raise $100,000 in the general fund to put in the capital fund. So by some, backdoor dealings, it really would draw that down by $100,000. But to your point, yes, there's raises for town staff, there's expenses for everything else that go on that might surpass that 100,000 anyways. But at least that chunk isn't still going in there. And, it's additional revenue that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise, so. I do get your point, and I don't know how to craft that wording, but
It's a little tricky, I know, because what we have learned, if I may, is that, at the end of the day, this is a consumption tax. And basically, it's a fairly predictable one. So you have a fairly consistent source of revenue. So I think what we're trying to figure out is, if does 175,000 in and of itself year over year lead to a reduction in property tax or stability? And that might be a little dicey to put out there. I don't think we know that per se.
and maybe to Angela's point and Donna's point, it might be worth just striking that
Yeah.
property tax line
Yeah,
and
for
just
now.
leave it as go to the general fund.
And yep, general,
Exactly.
That's,
it's
yeah.
really,
there is a backdoor meaning
Because you
to
also
it,
know
but
what's gonna happen, right?
I don't know, but I bet you're gonna tell me.
I am gonna tell you, people are gonna be vying for this money. They are going to see this as extra money. And all those people that come to our finance committee in September and October are gonna ask for a chunk of that money.
And I think to combat that, like, if we look all this, and as a board, if the board is all in alignment, I think the way we present it to the voters is, this is what we're going to use it for.
100%
and this is
agree.
why.
Yes.
getting their buy-in, that is a lesson learned, that here are, it just framing it as, here's how we can see it best used.
Yes.
And it kind of even leads to my next point. I just wanted to let you know, I think it meant this was like a thought driving down the hill. I think it'd be good to reach out to the finance committee and say, we've got this in the works. You guys are really intimate with the budget. How do you see these dollars best spent too? Or you guys
Sure.
know.
Sure, I think it's a great,
I mean, just to bring them into the fold, if
Yeah.
you guys are good with it.
No, I'm.
You guys
too,
certainly,
yeah.
but I think one thing we've learned is it's important to have community buy-in on how the funds get expended.
Yes.
And it could be, you might already be there, like, with the cost of equipment to put it in an investment account and put it in reserve for that. You know, people couldn't like, oh, okay, but anyway, I think you just want that buy-in.
Yeah.
Okay, got the notes there, we can make that there, we'll scratch property tax stability. That's, you know, and this is good, we're talking it through now, because you know it's gonna come up in the community forums and
Absolutely.
places like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So. Okay,
Awesome.
so there's the survey. Just so you know, the language in which we'll kind of be framing this. If you've gotten it before, I didn't want to overload, because I know you guys get a lot of information, is from our tax overview. You know, we're finding we're just going to be repurposing a lot of the collateral. So as we lead with, okay, with our outreach, here's the survey, this is a little bit of background, you know, have at it, and then we'll go from there. So I think that's us for now, between touching base about the survey, checking with the finance committee, checking in with you guys, bringing Matt into the fold. We're good if you're good.
We're good.
Awesome.
And we're good with the email too and the folder. Thank you, Eric, for your
You get it,
support.
James?
I did not get an email, so I'm sure.
Your personal, take a. I forget what your email is, but
I can, work with Sam to
Yeah,
get your email and I'll get mine in your
Yeah.
inbox.
I did put you in today, so,
Oh, perfect.
um,
I might not.
there might be a confirmation there in your spam, but it's gonna, yeah, but.
Okay.
We'll work on it.
Sounds good. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you,
Well, good
guys.
stuff, guys. Just be prepared. We're on to the outreach phase. So I bet you.
We might be
Like
outreach.
anything, we want it to come our way to then help you with it.
Yep.
But if you start getting hit on the street a little bit as we do our outreach, know we're there. If you're like, hey, I need to step back.
Can we direct people to you if we don't have the answers?
To the LOT.
Committee.
Yep, to the committee, and then any email is just lot@cambridge.org.
Okay.
So I think that'd just be the best way, then it's all compiled
Yep.
in an official address. And then we have record of it too. But by all means, we'll give out Matt's cell phone number as well. No. lot@cambridge.org.
The new kid.
You got
Here's the
it.
new
Put it on a billboard.
That's
Your
right.
face up there.
But thank you. We'll make those
Awesome.
edits there about the equipment. We'll scratch that. And be on our way. And Donna, once it's all tuned up, we'll be by with a folder and get the word out. And I'll talk to Janice with the library. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you,
Onward
guys.
and
Thanks
upward we
again.
go. It's gonna start getting a little more interesting. Because I think what we're thinking, just so you know, as we conclude, either May or June, we're really gonna invite the public in this space to
Yep.
talk it through and hear what you have to say.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you,
have a
guys.
good night all.
Thank you.
So we'll move on to the consent agenda, which will be the minutes from the April 7th meeting, as well as the town meeting day minutes for March 3rd. Warrants. There's 20 liquor licenses. I didn't count them. I knew there was a lot of them.
Yeah.
20 liquor licenses. Do I have a motion to,
I need to just clarify one thing.
Me too.
On the town meeting minutes, Joel provided a couple clarifying names and
all right, I was gonna ask.
spellings that I will send to Donna Griffiths to update. And other than that, that would be the only changes. They're mostly spelling and clarification of
Who spoke?
last names and
Yeah.
things like that, that she doesn't know who these people are. Looking at the 4 or 5 hour video or whatever it was.
They did a pretty good job this year of getting everyone to say their name.
Yeah.
There were few. just a couple that-
Especially in the end of the meeting where it's starting, everyone's
Yeah.
gonna get a little ready to leave.
A little punchy.
Overall, very, very minor things.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Angela said she had some.
I do. So I read, I wrote a note on the margin and I can't find my note. But it was to you, Cody, my note. And it was not about the town meeting one. It was about April.
The select board meeting minutes.
Yeah, and it was something you said you were gonna do, and I wanted to follow up with you.
Make sure I did my job.
Well, no, not at all, not at all in that vein, but like, oh, I'm just curious.
In that undertone, but.
Are you?
So it's not actually a correction for the minutes, it's just a question about,
I think that's correct.
so probably what you're looking for, someone can make a.
So back to that page.
I had 4 things to do that I'd written down.
Oh, I found it. You ready?
Yeah.
Cody said there was 2 commotion, okay. Did you attend the chip thing?
Kind of.
Oh, okay. Did you learn anything? Was it valuable?
The 10 minutes I was part of it, I didn't really get anything of
No,
value.
okay,
I wrote down one thing, which was, like the stage at which you would apply for a chip grant,
okay.
and, we're not at that stage yet,
Okay.
is what I learned.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then I got phone calls and emails and had fires to put out, and
yeah. Work.
next thing I knew, I was so far into it, I was like, I haven't really been listening, so.
Yeah.
But,
That was it, sorry.
okay, no problem. So there'd be a motion in order to approve the consent agenda with those few changes that Eric will send to Donna.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, abstained, motion carries. Thanks. Agenda for next time.
Cody, just a question before that. Signing these consent agendas for here. What happens in the case of Tony not here tonight? Does he have to come in and sign that, or is it just the majority?
I think it's just the
That?
majority right now.
Just was curious about that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Did, or do you have those ones that he needs to sign, Eric, or for the crush? Or did Bob take them? Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't see him down there.
Yeah, get some stuff done.
Agenda for next time,
But Q1. Financial update. Hoping Greenway extension project will be ready. I don't know if I added that to the one you guys have. We got another Borman property. Agenda item we need to add.
Can we add the local emergency management plan update for the year? Can
sorry, say that again.
we add the local emergency plan or management plan for the year? All I have for you for them.
We might have some info about dog control officer.
I got that one penciled
Oh,
out.
you got that.
So on here is Ethics Commission Liaison, is that to replace Linda?
Yeah.
So interesting, I reached out to that committee because I'm like, obviously I knew Linda was our liaison, I'm like, what do we do now that she's not there? And so I reached out to the committee and I was like, could you tell me, I was gonna rat everybody out in town, like, how many people from the town of Cambridge have done it? Can you provide me a list? So I know. And then 2, of the 252 towns in this state, how many have participated in this program?
Oh, 2 good questions.
Yeah. And both got the same answer. We would love to give you a response on either of those, but we only have 2 people and we work 4 hours a week on this committee and we just don't have the resources or the ability to pull that data. And I said, thank you for your time. So at some point, I was going to send that to Lucy and Rich and ask them why would the state legislature commit to doing something like this and then not be able to follow through on it? And like, she said that I don't remember if it was he or she, I talked to the 2 different people. And basically they said they don't have enough money to have a full-time person doing it. And I'm like, yeah, kind of questioning whether a full-time person was needed for this, but, So, yeah, so I'm not stressed that we don't have that person here.
Yeah, it was just an item that we needed to check off because.
Yeah,
She's not doing it, obviously.
The other thing I learned going to this program that Brooke and I attended was it is every 3 years, not annual ethics.
for the, that conflict of interest at the municipal ethics thing. I
Yes,
forget what the act number was on it,
yes.
173 or
The
something.
open meeting law is annual.
Yeah,
All of us should do that annually. I don't know if you knew that. And definitely when I talked to them, they said, definitely your chairs should do it, but of course, the more people that understand open meeting law, the better. And I agree with that statement. And so I contacted my chairs and asked them, got a little bit of pushback. And I let it drop.
about the which part, the open meeting or the,
And the ethics. We're all set. It's like, okay,
yeah.
I'm not gonna police you.
I gave you an open meeting law training on the first meeting of the year, but you weren't here.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't.
I would call that a training. I think
Yeah.
I'm qualified.
You're very good at it. I don't know if you're qualified, but
Yeah. You're in.
So we checked that box. I gave you that training this year.
oh,
You just may not.
I
have
did
been
it online. I did it too. I find it fascinating.
It's probably a good point. I don't know about the annual thing. We did have Jim. Jim does a very, very, very good job, and it is good. And he did it last year, and I did learn new things that I didn't know, or clarified things that I maybe needed to have known, but it is good.
Well, I will tell you why I think it's a good thing. Because I had several infractions with one of my committees. And it was simply ignorance, and it was my ignorance and their ignorance, and it's like, okay, if we do these things. And we do hold our chairs a little more accountable, it can only help everybody with all of the different pieces of running a committee in this town.
Sure. I have a long list of things that I have here that I've been tracking. Between what I already written down, what's on here already, well, actually, all of the ones that are on here are in my list too. I don't know that we need to be actively pursuing any other new ones. I did send you all an email about something I thought of, or been thinking about. Which is a way to. We kind of, the idea was kind of. In regards to, just trying to find my email, sent myself. So we kind of created this like grant management policy thing a couple years ago with the idea of. Like all these groups and committees are applying for grants kind of willy-nilly, and we didn't really know what they were doing, and we just, things would pop up and we never even heard of it before.
Mhm.
And I'm glad we did that to try to rein in some of that, so we're just not in the know of what's going on with these committees, right? The select board is supposed to be running the town, running these committees. The committees aren't supposed to be running us. I haven't really had that feeling since being on the board. I felt like the town's been running me, not the other way around. So to take that grant thing and drill into it a little bit deeper.
Hmm.
I kind of get this feeling like there's a lot of committees and groups and different priorities in town. I think we need to kind of set the bar and start either limiting or reining in all of the little pet projects around town. And I don't think we need to necessarily stifle innovation and expansion and new projects, but there's so much going on that I feel like if we don't focus on the basics, we're gonna get overrun and in this constant expansion. I don't
You
have
had
it,
any examples?
well, a minor one.
Yeah.
So 7 years ago, I still am not sure if it was the town or the village. This is my next thing I gotta research. Got a grant to put in it's called an RRFB. It's a pedestrian crossing, a rapid reflecting flashing beacon or
Beacon.
something. It's the crosswalk by 158 Main. All it is just a push button, it's got a solar panel and a battery, and it flashes so you can cross the road. We had a grant to do it. It's out there. It's been out there since 2019. Well, it hasn't been working for the past so many months. That's one small piece of infrastructure in this town that's just gone unnoticed about being fixed. And it's minor. It's caused some consternation amongst a very small group of people. But it's just one minor example of if we keep adding all these paths, all these trails, all these crosswalks, all these different infrastructures in all these different areas, it's just harder and harder and harder to keep track of everything and maintain everything. And at some point, instead of expanding, we need to start reining that in. Let's maintain what we have. Let's own and just, pardon my French, but kick ass at what we have.
Keep it in shape. Yeah.
Yeah. And then once we have everything, in good control and understanding, then we can look at expanding. And I'm not saying that if a good opportunity arises, we should look at it. Because I still think, it's worthwhile to look at it. But I don't think we need to expand the reuse shed at the landfill, plus do the greenway path, plus, reconstruct the soccer fields, plus, put an addition onto the rescue building, plus buy a new fire truck, plus tear down a bunch of houses, plus raise a bunch of buildings. Like, we need to just relax. And I know some of the things like the floods, the FEMA things, like where they wasn't in our control,
Sure.
but it's a good example of when something like that happens, we didn't need 7 other projects going on simultaneously with that. I know I just said a lot. The reason I found that I've been thinking of this for a while, not really knowing how to put it in place or what to even look at. But I was looking at the city of South Burlington had a memo. I was looking at their agenda for last evening, and they had it's called the Policy Priorities and Strategies, and they adopt a new policy every year. So they have an FY27 Policy Priorities and Strategies (PPNS), and it basically, theirs ties in with their city plan. So it's like, when a project comes up, they need to be able to somehow tie it to part of their city plan and how it meets in with what with their goals and the thought of their community and stuff is. So,
Their vision.
Yeah.
Mission statement.
I mean, not that I want to try to make Cambridge like the city of South Burlington, but maybe a somewhat simpler version that, hey, we'd like to add a path. We'd like to build a new sidewalk on this road, right? Like, it just has to kind of fit with everything else going on. And I think trying to come up with a way to do that, we have this select board priorities document. And every time I look at it, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of things I'd really like to be working on. But it just, been here for 7 years. We've had it for, I think, 6, and just never quite seems to find the time to do it. And I wonder where all the time goes.
Yeah.
And when we spend half of it, and I think I have nothing against the Borneman property acquisition, and the lot committee was my idea, so I have to take that one. But half of tonight was those 2 projects, right? At some point, those 2 projects won't exist, but the next 2 will.
And how much time did it take out of staff to?
And that's the other thing. We have fixed resources to be able to work on those things. And so we have to rein that in. It isn't just as simple of, yes, we're okay with, doing the project over at this particular location for this purpose. There is other consequences to that. The paperwork side, especially if it's a grant. and all the tracking reimbursements, just, legal, getting Jim Barlow involved and all that stuff, notifications. So I know it's a lot. I didn't really have anything planned necessarily, but that is on my bucket list. I think it's probably one of the more important things for 2026 that I wanna try to consider or work on. It's a big task. It's a big daunting task, and how to enact it, I don't know, but it's,
You kind of do know, because you do project work all the time, right? You have to have a vision, something.
yeah,
That's your first, like, you have to daydream about it, and then you
Yeah.
have to say, well, how would I do that? How would I, and then things start to fall into
Yeah.
place. And then you get your policies to support your, right?
Yeah.
And,
what I fear is when that group or committee, whoever it is,
Yes.
doesn't matter,
right,
comes and they have something they'd really like to handle, at some point, somebody's gonna have to be the bad guy and say, I have zero interest in this.
but I don't think so. I think what we have to learn to do is to say, what is your plan? And if they don't have a plan, it's done. But they have to show us, like, the reason this Boardman thing went through is because they are relentless. Right? They have resources. And somehow or other, they keep getting resources. So they make it happen. But I don't have any idea how many hours she puts in on her dream, right? But she's doing it, and she's articulate and presents well and all that, and it's like,
Well, let's look at it this way. You know how many hours I spent on it?
no,
You know how much money we spent on legal fees,
no,
title insurance?
but tell me.
I don't have a number, but it's
Like, give me a ballpark. I don't care if it's accurate.
legal fees. I bet we're probably in the $2,500 to $3,000 range.
Okay,
We spent $900 on title insurance.
Yep.
My time, anecdotally.
Yeah.
I bet I spent 20 hours on it. 20 hours doesn't sound like a lot over 3 months, but
yeah, I was gonna say,
it's 20 hours. And it was time that I had to take out of another project or my time to make it happen.
Yeah.
They provided a lot. I'm not discrediting that in by any stretch of the imagination.
no,
But
but it still requires
Yeah.
you and us.
It
and-
required Jim and me in collaboration and
Yeah.
sending emails and back and forth, and then you saw tonight's fiasco of trying to get paperwork because,
Yeah.
the communication is,
And there's, just something as simple as the battery on that pedestrian crosswalk generated 20 some odd emails. I know you weren't all it. I'll save you guys. I've only gotten so many. I don't know how many more he's gotten off from it, but it's generated a different issue, and it's now supposedly warrants a meeting with V-Trans out on site sometime in May, but they still won't tell me what the problem is, and that's a whole nother thing.
Mhm.
But it's just a simple crosswalk. That's my point.
it's gonna get turned into a big project.
It will.
It's
I'm-
probably gonna cost us.
It's gonna.
It's not gonna cost us a thing when I go down there with a bandsaw and cut the thing down. Oh,
There's your next email.
whatever.
Well, I like your plan. And I know it's loose and it's,
Yeah.
out there, but I think you're right. We do have to focus our energies, but innovation and change, it's like water. It will always find a way. You're not gonna fight water, right? It's
Yeah.
gonna win.
So anyways, I don't think we have time to talk about it next week, but next week, the big thing is, to me, is the subdivision things.
Yep.
They are, was their meeting last night?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't heard from them, but they were gonna,
Not about subdivision, I haven't.
David. I just double checked with David that I'm sorry about stepping on your toes a little, Brooke, on this, but it's like, I just wanted to make sure that they had everything from,
Are we still on for the fifth for the hearing?
I believe so.
Cause it's in the paper as the fifth, just so you know. on
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
that was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That is more important, I think, than some of these other things, so I
Right.
wanna get that
Okay,
off.
I didn't put it on there because I wasn't sure, and there was talk maybe the second meeting and.
Yeah, so I haven't, I just wanna make sure that when Dave, I'll email it now, I'll talk to you, Rick, so. To double check, they were all good. I honestly couldn't remember who the liaison was, Brooke, so I apologize.
Okay.
Anything on the. Shannon? Shannon? That's good.
Okay, so I sent that to him. So I would cross off liaison, the ethics liaison thing for now. Dog officer, question mark, Greenway, question mark. DRB subs, for sure. Subregs, the crush thing, the EMD thing. And then I guess the rest, Q1 maybe. For good. And then honestly, I would leave it. That's plenty.
That's plenty.
Um. The other thing I was thinking of for the Q1. We could honestly. If you wanna just. You just send out the.
Status.
The report. And then if anyone has questions, we could do that for Q1.
I think that'd be better.
So I was recommending, but I didn't have time. to
Yeah, let's.
Pull one report, that's gonna be.
Do the select board have any issue with that, the rest of the select board? Send it as a separate email packet for FYI only. If you have questions, reach out to Donna or whoever, Eric, anything specific.
Okay.
But then you can all review them on your own,
Okay.
and then I think that'll help. You good with that, Tony?
Yes.
Let's do that then. That'll help. Some. Okay. Any questions for agenda for next time? Any other questions? Okay, so we'll, if there's nothing else, we'll, move into an executive. Is there be a motion in order to move an executive session? For appointment or evaluation of town employees? With Eric and Donna coming into it.
Moved.
Jessica?
Oh, Jessica, sorry, Jessica's online. Sorry,
She is.
Jessica. I'm sorry, did I hear a motion? A second?
Yes.
Was there a second?
Seconded.
Anything, any discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye.